Alright guys, so anyway, what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to go ahead and get started here with some last year, guys. Last year. So most of you do remember that this was called Last Year, The Last Nightmare, and now they just call it Last Year. So it is chapter 1. Supposedly we have a chapter 4 coming up pretty soon, which would be kind of interesting. But in the meantime, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started here with some of this. Sorry for streaming kind of late. I wasn't really feeling too good earlier today. I don't know what was going on, but I do feel a little better now, so we'll at least get some streaming time in. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started here. So right now we got me, myself, and J13, aka 0Seeker41, guys. We're gonna go ahead and go in and just try to survive this together. So wish us the best of luck, and here we go. All right, Jay. So I think we're pretty much ready to get on with this. We just gotta kind of see if see how the matchmaking is going to be. Let's go ahead and get myself and Jay up there now, guys. Alright, so things should hopefully be looking good here. I'm gonna grab me a drink while we're loading in for the queues, okay? Give me one moment, guys. Okay, let's see what we got here. Alright, looks like we're still loading in. Okay, so it looks like the round has started. Medic's full. I guess we'll go ahead and go. We need a medic on the team. Yeah, we're definitely gonna need a medic. Alright, let's try to get everybody in here, guys. Let's go. Alright, let's go ahead and confirm everything here. Everything's looking good. I haven't played this game in a while, guys. I'm a bit rusty here, so bear with me while things are looking kind of crazy. Yeah. So in terms of FPS, I'm definitely getting some drops here and there. I need to cap the FPS to 60, maybe that would definitely help me out. It seems more so this happens when we're gonna get Jade some of the heals here real quick, guys. Wow.
Let me help. I'm going to med school.
Oh, he's coming, guys. He is coming. Stupid mouses. Oh, dear gosh. Got to self heal a little bit here, guys. Alright, we got the heals rolling in. Alright, we're gonna heal ourselves here a little bit. I like how I kept getting stuck on the tape and it wasn't even moving. That's crazy, bro. Thank you so much for the stars, guys. Stars are cool, I guess. Alright, let's go ahead and get this, let's get one of our teammates healed. Oh gosh.
I'll help. Would you like me to sit still for a second?
Haven't gotten any crafting materials.
I'll let me fix you up.
Eyes up. Put me down. What's your problem?
Oh, he's done for. Yeah, Super Noodle's done for. Everybody loves the chainsaw.
Building something. Just one sec.
Everybody's got full health. Alright, we gotta sit right there just for a second, guys. Oh boy. Thank you, thank you.
I've got you. Take a chill pill.
Just gonna try to get this person out.
I owe you.
You okay? Let's get the hell out of here. I'm a little bit now what you
Alright, so far we're holding it down, but we haven't been really doing any objectives. I think we've just been more so focusing on surviving.
This thing is heavier than it looks. Let's get to that door.
Alright, so he's too busy with that right now, which is good. We gotta get this objective done, guys. Wow. Oh well, I tried. Can't do anything, we just sit around. Yeah, I know, I hate this map. Definitely a killer map. It's a kind of annoying.
I hear you. I'm coming in.
Wow, this guy's not playing around, guys. Big time.
I am dying in here, seriously. It's like super
Hell yeah. This is what I needed.
We really got to get this objective down.
Don't say I never did anything nice for you.
Wow.
Like you for breakfast.
Give me a second here.
Ooh-wee. What the hell?
Wow, so brave. Are you serious?
we gotta get this objective done, man. We got 8 minutes left, guys. 8 minutes left.
Watch out! Crab, like, right there.
This might help.
Get the fuck away from me!
Gotta hurry up. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. I did the ejector there, guys.
Hey, let me fix you up.
Okay, so we got that all fixed up, which is good. I forgot how to do the, how do we do the, Q and E does those, but how do I do the, crafting again? I don't remember.
I'm gonna kick you. No!
Wow. This color is cheating. Did you see how you glitched through the floor? Yeah, on my screen, you went through the floor. You went under the map on my screen. It's because he went in there trying to grab you.
Opening the door. Calm down.
Woo!
Let's get the hell out of here. Fucking damn you! Is that seriously what you want to wear to your own funeral?
All right, guys, let's hold it down here. Wow.
Fuck everything! How does this happen twice? That sucks so much. Holy shit!
Oh my god, I forgot how to craft. Oh, R, okay. Let's get the shocker in motion.
I'm like a total badass right now. Wait, I have something on my You can head to the tunnel now.
Shit eater! Suck on this, shit brains!
Creep.
Hurry up and die, you dumbass!
You have no idea.
Uh-oh.
So fucking done!
Oh, we need to get the heck out of here. I got you, Jim.
Calm down.
What's up, Thomas? How are you, bro? How is everything, dude?
We gotta run.
Thomas! Bro, what you been up to, bro? I see you still on Live Me a lot, and I see you're on Clash a lot, too. I've been kind of slacking, not gonna lie. Right, hey, man, what's going on, Breadsticks? How are you? Who you reporting? Jay's reporting the hunter, or the killer, or whatever. It's pretty crazy, guys. Oh no, not the strangler.
Here,
Let's get some heals.
I dedicate this weapon to every sorry idiot who's ever underestimated. Now this is it. Yes! Get
All right, let's be careful here. Hopefully we'll get some, Holy shoot, the chainsaw. What the heck? How'd you get that?
now, I guess. Dr. Amber, to the rescue.
Okay.
No idea who you're messing with. Oh, I am so ready.
Get the chainsaw man healed up. Oh!
I'm a garbage digger now, I guess. I'll just be building something while you guys stand there.
Wow.
Real life is literally
Man, the shocker is so bad. Like, it was never that bad before.
You still gotta get some fuel.
Can't do anything. No. Hmm.
Yeah, I got an A.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it. All right, that's it. Oh no. I'm good. Just got done playing Clash Royale. Let me tell you that playing sucks on Clash Royale. I don't know how to play that game. Yeah, okay, Thomas. We got this, guys. Don't worry about it. We got this. Oh no. Wow, this guy's got all the taunts, all the costumes. He's ready. And we were missing a player. That sucks. This was better when it was free-to-play days, because now the tryhards are out. Yeah. Oh yeah, tryhards are out tonight. Let's get it. Jeez. Yeah. Jay plays Clash Royale periodically. I've seen him on and off. Wait, Jay, what happened? Oh, there you go. You're back. Okay. Give me a second, guys. Hold on. Hold on. Before we get started with this next round, give me just a moment. Ugh. Oh shoot, I should have went to the store before I went live. Crap, it's all good though. We won't need it. We'll be fine. You're always playing? I know, we're always playing. I think we're all always playing. I usually play a couple hours a day. Right, same here. I usually play like if I go somewhere. I'm like at a hospital or something. Typically I'll play. Just varies, you know. Usually if I'm waiting on somebody, I try to do at least 10 to 20 rounds a day or so. Yeah, no, that killer was definitely try hard. He, like I said, he had the taunts, he had the skin, so obviously he focuses killer, so it's all good. I've been slacking on killer, but I know I promised a multiplayer session, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and focus on survivor. You're always dominating everyone in class? Yeah, me too. Everybody's picking the chicks. Well, since everybody's gonna be the dude, I guess I'll do the let's go. I need to make a team and go pro. Right. That is very true. Alright, let me see what we're gonna be doing here, guys. We're gonna figure out what we're going to be doing. First of all, I think I need to reposition this really quick, but that's okay. Yeah, hold on. Right. Yo, check this out, guys. So my frame rate, right, was amazing in this game. But the second
Okay, we gotta find the disc.
I open up OBS, forget it. I dropped from like 140 to like 90 or 100. I literally lost 20, 30 frames.
Then make our way across the library, and we're good.
I didn't know it took that much for, frame rate out of me. That's crazy.
Another trap spotted. So odd that some creatures seem to remain alive here. Not about smart.
All right, we got assaults, so we got a lot of those guys.
But I know we gotta get the discs first.
Well, let's get going. And now I'm getting like 70 to 100. It's fluctuating a lot. 90, 80. Ugh, I don't like when it jumps up and down like that. All right, so we got these little rusty pipes, guys. Not the best damaging weapon out there, but we're going to try.
Watch out.
Is that really the spider trap? Wow, try hard, yo. Like, I don't remember this many.
Thanks.
Oh, we're in big trouble. We gotta help out the team. Get Jim out here. Oh, he literally walked through the closed door, right?
Thank you. Let's go.
All right, nice and easy, guys. Nice and easy. No, my health is down.
Stuck down here. Come on, go. And now we run. Oh, another trap? This isn't funny.
Thanks, buddy.
Wow, that's crazy, man. That is crazy, guys.
Oh, I'm getting very tired of these traps. Extrication.
Let's go.
First aid, please. pretty dizzy right now. Oh God.
We got no first aids. Oh, they're doomed. Let's try to get some survivors. Let's try to get some crafting materials here, guys. Oh gosh, I got hiccups. What the hell's wrong with me?
Yeah, I'm losing a lot of blood here. Another trap spotted.
Yeah, we got no medics. I'm about to change the medic here in a little bit.
There a doctor in the house?
Guys, we gotta go do the objective.
I'm all fucked up. What do you got?
Dude.
Can you guys go for the save up top, like the fucking objective, please? Do something without me. You guys got brains, right?
You guys kind of have to like flank around. It's like one come
Need
one
you to
side.
patch me up. Come on.
Let's bring this to the server.
You guys can heal up.
Right there. Stay safe, Prince.
All right, so hopefully we get this objective in.
Can I get some fucking help up here, please?
Uh-oh, that's not good. Wow, that teleporting afterwards though is... Go, 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 go! Right, right.
I'm like barely alive right now.
Oh man, that's crazy. You know what? I'm gonna do webcam today, guys. I'm just gonna take it easy, just get some gameplay footage going in. Yeah, they are pretty much.
Now I'm dangerous.
We had no medic, so that's what really hurt us. I'm gonna go ahead and go medic. Ay, ay, ay.
Were you guys
Can't believe-
medics? Or did you guys just switch?
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have toxic people in these kind of games, no matter what, though, Jay. That's one thing, is these type of games are toxic.
Glad to be out of there.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Just one moment, friend. Out the door.
All right, let's get the rescues in.
Come on, my word, so you might even spare.
Can we just get the discs?
Okay, so
Oh, I'm getting very tired of these traps. And now here we go. Placing a turret.
oh no!
I am running out of patience.
He's gonna disappear. That's the best thing to do when you take someone down. Why don't you come rescue me or do the objective? And we're on the objective, right? Yeah, and then when we're now with them, they died. You see what I'm saying? So, what game is this? We're playing last year, guys. Last year, chapter 1.
Up on objective, come up top, come up top.
Last year. Last year. Silent Will. I like that name though. Is that like Silent Hill? Is that where you kind of got that, but with the name instead? Yeah, Thomas is laughing. He's like, what the heck is going on? Yo, can you guys hear the game, or is the game way too low?
Hold on. One more second. Got it.
Here, I thought you'd left.
Okay, so what the heck is going on here, guys? We're gonna figure this out. Spiders just all over the place. Take these spiders down. East side's high. East side high? What the hell? Okay, let's grab the scrap, guys. All we need. Let's get those heals rolling in, guys. Everybody's healed up? Everybody's healed up. Sweet.
Okay, I'm making a safe space here.
Just 1 second. I'm about to make some good shit.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's hold it down. All I hear is you tricks. Really? Hold on. Alright, that should be much better, right? That should be much better now, guys.
I'll get you fixed up.
Door is blocked.
Is there really only 4 of us again? No, there's 5 of us. What the heck is going on?
This dimension has incredible healing properties.
Okay. My controller is vibrating my desk right now, guys. This game has controller support, like, with vibration. That's pretty interesting. Most games don't do that on PC.
Are you guys gonna crash it?
Oh, my dear God!
Putting this down here.
This wall up.
Wow, this guy's really watching this, I got the ejector though.
Computers now.
Ooh-wee.
You'll feel better in just a sec.
Let's keep it rolling, guys. Keep it rolling. Everybody's fully healed up, which is nice. All I hear is chicks. Okay, hopefully it's better for you guys now. Wow. Ejector's down there anyway, so...
It's not funny!
Ooh, I need to heal up. Come on, man.
Mayday! You are really
Wow. Yes, plus I'm quiet. No, it's okay, Silent Hill. It's okay. I like that, Silent Hill fans. You know what, though? Did you hear about the rumors about Silent Hill coming out with some new game titles again, though? So that's good news for everybody, I believe. Alright, so we got a lot of medics right now.
Here you go.
Now here we go.
Alright, so you guys should be able to hear the game much better. I would at least hope so.
Oh gosh! That is graphic! Oh my gosh!
Alright, holding it down. Come on, Sam. Don't let us down. Frame rates are amazing down here. How do I cap frame rate with this? I'm gonna go ahead and get the video control panel up here, up and running. I'm gonna go ahead and try to do some custom. What resolution am I on? I might be wide too. Video resolution. No, I'm only on 1920 by 1080. Not even doing that, so we should be good.
It's your friend Sam! I'll save you!
Alright, let's get this up here. Fired? No. Who's getting fired? What happened? Who's fired?
Don't be scared! I'm here!
Okay, we just got rescued, guys.
What else? Still super scary out here.
Alright, we gotta go ahead. We got 1 minute. We're not gonna make it, guys.
We need to find the computers so we can hack them.
We're not gonna make it.
Kinda hurt here. Can't walk.
Wow. We're not gonna make it. No. Oh no.
That is no way to treat a person.
I dare you to fight me. Try it. See what happens.
That one girl's getting annoying. Yeah, I got the volume chat so low, bro. So I don't really. And we're getting cards. Yay. Yeah, we're getting. I'm telling you, bro. These killers are like. They got all the skins and stuff. So definitely they put some investment and time into the game. It's all good, guys. We got this. Don't worry. Join Chad? Okay. Chad it is. We did? Wow. That's why. He's a tryhard. I don't like him as a killer. The exploiter. How do we report and ban these people? Like, I want to blacklist. Like, I don't want to play against certain people. I'm gonna look under Discord real quick. Alright, so I said, are we able to ban or blacklist players to avoid matchmaking with them? So hopefully let's see if we get a response. I don't think we can we? You have to press escape in game, click report, but next to the mute button. Yeah, but it doesn't block them though or blacklist them, right? Like, we'll still matchmake with them, so that's kind of dumb. We'll wait a second. Let's let that player get a match with somebody. That's not good. This game is on Steam now, and you're telling me matchmaking is well, it's have improved. I know it was bad on Discord. Oh, okay. Yeah. What the hell are they doing? What are they doing? I need to get with the program here. Well, the game is only like, what, 20 bucks? Sometimes it's on sale for like 14, 15, whatever. So, I mean... Well, at least they released the game. Give them credit for that. The atmosphere of this game is amazing. You know, I actually like this better than Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight just has cooler killers. But this game has, like, the maps and the structure of how it goes about with things is awesome. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, definitely if they focus a little bit more on their game and do something about it, I think it'll be a lot better. But it's alright. Right. Yeah, well, I'm sure they're focusing on cosmetics for now. Most of these kind of game companies do. So the game's only priced at $20, so they're not really making a killing off game price. So they have to focus where to obtain the revenue, which is definitely going to be the cosmetic items. What do we have here? I guess it's this. Why is it like that? Okay, so this is last year. I'm gonna go ahead and put refresh rate at 100 for this game. Low latency, we're going to put it on ultra. The rest we'll keep like on default for the most part. Monitor technology, we'll keep it on fixed refresh. Let's get that maximum performance. I don't even know. What the heck is going on here? Doesn't seem like we're able to find a match. No sessions found? Wow. It's a glitch? Oh, I was like, wait, what? That was so weird. What? Wow. Try it again. Oh gosh. Yeah, Jim, you're gonna have to reapply now for the PD, bro. I don't think your application's good anymore. Yeah, dedicated servers are the way to go. I don't. Where the heck am I? Yeah, hopefully they'll get the dedicated servers though. You know, that'd be nice. So we see if they actually had that. I mentioned that in their Discord, everyone got toxic and said that would cost them too much money. Like, really? Yeah, it would cost money. Yeah, of course. But it would promote better matchmaking. I mean, look at 5M servers.